Okay, good evening. First Selectman Stephen Ever, and I call the regular meeting of the Columbia Board of Selectmen to order Tuesday, July 20th, in the year 2021. Before we get started, once again, the rules of conduct are a hybrid virtual meeting. If anybody can see us out there, this meeting will be held both in person and virtual. The session is being both video and audio recorded. Board members and staff will adjourn virtually. Keep it on of themselves, but everybody's here, except Lisa, who is on vacation. If a member of the public joining virtually creates an audio or a video disruption, they may be manually ejected from the meeting upon recommendation of staff or selectmen. Public input should have been emailed into publicinput@columbiact.org 24 hours before the meeting. We'll check it. And if you're attending virtually or in public, your comments can be attending virtually. You can submit your comments through the chat feature or wave your hand and we'll call on you and unmute your mic. Either way, if you are here or you're doing it virtually, please include your name and address. The next order of business is the Pledge of Allegiance. All join me. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Number 3, approval of the agenda. Now, we have kind of a light agenda. One item, though, I would ask to add 9. Make sure that's the correct number. 9.1, appointments and resignations. We received a letter from about the young lady from the Republican Town Committee, Rachel Riendu, who was here last meeting and was unanimously endorsed through the Board of Education. So we'd like to be able to get her appointed if the vote goes her way, but I'm asking that we approve adding that to 9.1 under appointments. Any discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Thank you. Yeah. So like I said, a couple of things tonight, but first we have approval of the minutes from the Board of Selectmen regular meeting from July 6th. Any discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Aye. Opposed? Thank you. Carries. Audience citizen. Anything here that's not on the agenda? Thank you. Anything in the chat? Chat? No. No public input. Thank you. Okay. Old business, new business. We need to set a town meeting to purchase the property at approximately 35.29 acres located at Wellswood Road, lot 4K on the Assessor's Map 38, owned by H. David Rand. So, be it resolved that the Board of Selectmen hereby recommends that the town purchase a certain piece or parcel of land in the town of Columbia, county of Tolland, and the state of Connecticut, consisting of approximately 35.29 acres of open space land located at Wellswood Road, lot 4K on the Assessor's Map 38, the Rand property, from H. David Rand for the purchase price of $47,500. And we have further resolved that the Board of Selectmen recommends the appropriation of $47,500 from the open space land acquisition account number 20-6388-013 to be applied for the purchase price of the Rand property, and Be it further resolved that the Board of Selectmen forwards the purchase of the Rand property and the appropriation of funds for such purpose, for such purchase to the town meeting for approval at Yeoman's Hall at 6:45 PM on August 3rd in the year 2021. Discussion? We talked about this, we reviewed it last 2 weeks ago. Yeah, I think this is the way. We don't know if we're here. I'm not hearing anything. Although, any other discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? None. So pass the same. So we'll set the town meeting for Yeoman's Hall at 6:45 on August 3rd. You do that? Here. We don't know what it is. Okay, maybe it's something in a fan, or maybe the air conditioner. Champagne glasses.
I know, it sounds like
It's
glasses.
this here. It's Rob, it's me.
It's Rob.
Oh. I know what you're talking about.
It's causing a
Public disturbance. As I go back to this. 7.2, is set a town meeting to accept donation from H. David Graham of a certain parcel of open space land consisting of 24.96 acres to be known as the Anita Fay Ramp Conservation Land. Deed. What it means, Anita Fay.
That's her actual name, the color.
Be it resolved that the Board of Selectmen hereby recommends that the town accept a donation from H. David Graham of a certain parcel of open space land consisting of 24.96 acres and shown as parcel to be conveyed to the town of Columbia on a certain map or plan entitled Proposed Anita Fay Ramp Conservation Property, conveyance to the town of Columbia, Tungus Drive, Columbia, Connecticut. Prepared by Civil Engineer Services LLC and dated June 14, 2021. Sheet 1 of 1, said property to be known as the Anita Fay Ramp Conservation Land. Anita Fay Ramp property, and be it further resolved that the Board of Selectmen forwards the acceptance of the donation of the Anita Fay Ramp property to the town meeting for approval at Yeoman's Hall, 6:45 PM on August 3rd. 2021. So, discussion.
There was a concern about the cemetery back there, the trail going through there, was that resolved?
No, you and I were going to walk it. I didn't call. But as I knew you were hurt. Either way, I don't think we're going anyway. I don't think we're going through the cemetery. We need to find another way, or it would just be in and out of the Tungus area.
So it's not necessarily will be an issue.
Well, I don't know. What I'd like to do is refer to the resident expert on that.
Here, that's 103. No, it's not been resolved. And, but we'll figure it out.
So, the fact that that portion of the cemetery, we realize that there is concern, and so we know we probably will not be walking through there. We understand that, but that does not preclude us from accepting this property, correct?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
At the very least, you can definitely get in from Tungus Drive. So, and I think we'll find another.
Thank you, Judy, for remembering that. Anything else? To all those in favor to set the town meeting for August 3rd, 2021 at 6:45 PM with the Anita Fay Ramp property. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Thank you. To set 7.3, to set a town meeting for the proposed proposed code adoption ordinance for the town of Columbia available at the town clerk's office and on the town of Columbia website at www.columbiact.org. I move to set a town meeting on Tuesday, August 3rd, 2021 at 6:45 PM in Yeoman's Hall to approve the proposed code adoption ordinance. Okay, so all these things are gonna happen, and we have a meeting right after that, so we'll just have to wait to go to the meeting each one like, okay.
The meeting's not gonna be on Zoom. Town meeting.
No. So we'll retire from the town meeting to a board session.
Be away, so I could probably make the board of selectmen meeting by Zoom, but I'm not gonna be.
Okay,
good. Hate this.
Okay, discussion up,
Yeah, sure.
discussion. Okay, all those in favor to set the, for the approve the proposed code adoption ordinance on August 3rd at 6:45 PM. All those in favor? Aye. Who wants to delay it?
So you can eat it.
Opposed? Okay, 7.4, Katie Wilt, Community Social Services Coordinator, completion of her 6-month probation. She's done more than 6 months. She's been everything we wanted her to be, and got great reviews. As a matter of fact, this year we voted to give her more responsibility, more availability, and we also added her to the NHM Youth Services Board, or in a role.
I'm sorry, it's called the Columbia Youth Services Committee.
AHM just.
Excellent. So I move to remove Katie Wilt from the 6-month probation and place her on as a part-time employee. Any more discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Okay. Columbia Lake Dam Beach, Lake has risen.
We're holding it at 4 inches above spillway.
Are you ready for it?
It was spillway's done most of it. When we had Elsa hit, we had to open the gate and really bring it down. It went as high as 12 inches above spillway.
It's good,
It's working.
So what you doing is working.
Well, it's, we're getting some push from the top going over the spillway, some, and we're also pulling some stuff from the bottom.
And that bottom dump might have helped with the phosphates and I think it will.
Probably, yes.
A lot of water.
Okay, number 9, appointments and resignations, 9.1. You all should have a copy of the letter from the Republican Town Committee at the regular monthly meeting. The Republican Town Committee, Rachel Riendu was unanimously endorsed to fill the seat of the Board of Education, recently vacated by Chris Lyon. So I just know her from when she came in here. I'll make a motion that we appoint Rachel Riendu to the seat vacated on the Board of Education. Any discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Thank you. And I guess that seat is up for election this November, so I think she's going to stick with it. Town Administrator's report.
I just want to tell everybody, the top candidate that we hired is Isabel Kisler. And she is our new inland wetlands watercourse agent. She's out of Connecticut, Central Connecticut State University. She had a BS in both biology, earth sciences, and conservation geology. And she's already had soil courses, and Valente has started training her. He's had her out on quite a few inspections and issues between neighbors, and so she's getting some real good training right off the bat. So that's going well.
Seem very enthusiastic.
Yes.
It works out.
I also want you to see that this is the biggest member equity distribution we've ever done in term. we all own Kerma, all the cities and towns. And when times are good and our claims are less than we budget, the board votes to do a member equity distribution. So based on per capita population, we received a check for $10,040. Pretty amazing. And then I want to remind everybody, you're invited to next Monday, July 26th at 5 o'clock, rain or shine, to dedicate the new garden that Millie Ramsey has been created in memory of Peter Newman. As Millie feels that Peter and the Public Works Department is to be credited for all the landscaping around the Renaissance. And then I just included also the Eastern Highland COVID-19 update. So from last week, we've had 2 new cases, and over the last 2 weeks, 3 new cases. So last week, 2, over the last 2, 3. 2 and 2. Oh, I'm looking at coverage. Yeah, 2 and 2. Thank you.
We are at fully vaccinated 60%. Over the age of 44, 82% vaccinated. Anything else?
That's it, Sue.
Correspondence for state police report. Budget and transfers, we do have some. If, in bringing up the budgets and the transfers and bills and stuff, if you have an opportunity to get on the 5-pack meeting tomorrow night. The town continues to do very well financially. COVID year treated us better than we anticipated. So Columbia is in good financial standing. And I talked with, Joe Courtney's chief of staff, whoever she wants to be. We reached out to Congressman Joe Courtney at the parade, talked about the American Rescue Plan and what we can do with it. I had them on the phone, and we will be meeting with Congressman Courtney probably in the next 2 weeks when he returns from Washington. But every idea that I had for improving the morale, welfare, safety, environmental in the town of Columbia, it was received very well. And they, at first hearing of it, did not think that we would have a lot of trouble being able to go after some of these things that we talked about before: expansion of rec park, outdoor activities, some safety issues with the fire and getting equipment. Also with Department of Public Works, safety issues down there, and having for people who are coming off a late shift and have to go right back out into the roads. So we're going lightly, but at first glance, everything seems to be favorable in the guidance that we're receiving. So in saying that, we're looking to transfer $11,565. Now, I reviewed this with Bev today, so I make a motion to transfer $425 in the information technology to cover the cost above budget for the Adobe subscription renewal, as well as the App River licenses. Also, the amount of $1,325 in the public recs and town clerk department, from legal notices to salaries town clerk. That was when Robin was out with some issue. We had to cover her. It added to the salaries line there. In addition, $200 from lake management, from miscellaneous charges to lake management salaries, and also $55 from professional improvement to lake management salaries. That's people for lake patrol, marine patrol, also, and waste disposal, $815 from contracted services to professional technical. Again, there was another increase, not an increase, but we got a bill for some waste that we didn't anticipate. $8,625 dollars from salaries, public works to salaries, building inspections, facilities. This is additional funds to the building inspection, facilities, maintenance salaries line. We knew that there was going to be some floors, facilities floors, we called in to do some projects, floors, paintings. The senior center was painted the entire inside, and we didn't have this in our original budget. $20 from the registrar of voters line, salaries, election workers, to professional dues to cover those, and $100 from the registrar of voters from general supplies to the professional tech line, the rec desk annual subscription. I get them all?
Yes.
So I make a motion, we authorize $11,565 transfers to, as described previously. Any discussion and questions on it? All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Thank you. I don't see any. You have
No,
refund?
no,
Okay.
I mean, no,
No, excuse me, refunds, right. So I make a motion that we approve $122,347.02 in bills from 2021 emergency, 2021 regular, 21-22 emergency, 21-22 regular. Credit card page, so total $122,347.02. Green Valley, did that come out of this year or last year's budget? I hope last year, 21,006.
yeah, that's gotta be. Yes.
I know it's for the trees. but This
It
year.
says 5/12/6/30.
Yeah, that'd be
It
last
should have been last
So
year.
we gotta go back to and see that. And the guardrail, is that addition to guardrail up around the parking up there, near the soccer field?
Yes.
Everybody been up to rec park?
I think all the time.
And I see you up there, it's really
It's
very good.
nice.
Any discussion? All those in favor of paying bills? Aye. Aye. Opposed? Thank you. Okay, audience of citizens.
I did think of something. Yes, I'm not speaking. I know that you like to keep your finger on the pulse of whatever's going on in town. And I just want to put something on your radar. We are running out of cemetery space. In the cemetery that I run on Lake Road, we have fewer than 100 lots left. And that will last about 10 years. The cemetery across the street, my compatriot Rich tells me that he won't give me a number, but I know he's got way fewer than I have. In fact, I'm not sure he has any left. So it's pretty close. And he still talks cremation in Hewlett. So I want to put this on your radar because it's the two cemeteries that are out there are privately owned cemeteries. And once we sell our lots, we have no more income. And we operate solely on our investment. And you know, it becomes difficult. And it's really hard to find another need to take care of cemetery. That's a volunteer job. And it's a rather thankless one. And I can't get anyone to sell a cemetery lot or arrange a funeral on my board. It's, oh, no, you do it. So there are two issues I want to put on the radar. One is that at some point, these private cemeteries may be in town's lap. Could or could not happen. But there is and the town is not obligated to pick up pieces and run cemeteries. Although every other town around us does do that. They take all these little cemeteries and run them. So that's one thing, because that might involve hiring an employee, things like that. And it might tax the Department of Public Works to mow them down. Like the old yard town picked up on that. The other issue is that if you want more cemetery space, if you want to provide that, you're going to have to purchase land. And the best land, of course, is farmland because it's cleared and the rocks are gone. It's already used. If you buy a piece of forest, you need to cut all the trees down, remove all the stumps and all the rocks, so that's an added expense. So if you decided to go this route and purchase more land, that you should be keeping an eye out for when farm comes up for sale. So I just wanted to put that on your radar.
And you think of the cemetery, I have no idea. How much land do you think it would be? I don't know how much land is what, how much fair acres that is, but I mean, have another cemetery, well, you work on the street, 2-3 acres. Something like that.
Our cemetery is about 7. I think so. It's about, the original park cemetery, I think, is about 4 acres. And the back part, or 3 acres, and the back part is 3.5.
Just get an idea of the size we're talking
Hmm.
about. Just get an idea of what, how big a cemetery.
Right, and I don't know the acreage is that.
That's a bigger one back there. Because you need a good sized piece of land because you're hoping to be able to use it for a long period of time.
Right. The trend in burials has shifted dramatically in the last 10 years. Cremation is used to be very rare. And now it has become the norm because it's so much less expensive to be cremated than to buy a casket now. But cremations also take up less space. So I see that as a good trend. But it isn't just a plug of land and you've got to put in driveways and things like that, you know.
So my thoughts are that that could be the first land deal I ever made money on. We went to sell
There
You know what?
them. Yes.
he goes.
I think you're really curious.
That's.
My wife said no, she didn't, no. Actually, I'm not real big on cremation because fire scares me and I'm a little claustrophobic, so there's a little. Not in the Everclear, how, you know, I should pull it out of the hat, but don't let me know it. Pull it out after and tell me how I'm gonna be.
Look at it this way, Steve. If you're cremated, you don't have to worry about being buried alone.
Well, I actually have a plan for that. And if I put my son on the phone now, he would tell you, Dad wants a burner phone and he can call out. When you bury him, you need to put a couple gallons of water and you also need to put some snacks in there, just in case they made a mistake. And, you know, for whom the bell tolls, it's, you know, I get to pull it and,
They used to put bells
yeah.
inside.
And they were
the
listening.
Just in case, we made a mistake.
But, yeah, right, he has his way ahead. But, okay, thank you. Now, you know, I'm thinking of different areas and stuff. Yeah, I know that Lebanon put one up off of Lakeland Hill.
Yeah.
What do they call it now?
Well, in Lebanon, it's Lake and Helen.
Right.
I think it's Cemetery Road in Lebanon, yeah.
Oh, synagogue.
They what?
Synagogue.
Synagogue,
Well, it used to be
No.
saying that.
no, maybe it's synagogue, maybe it's not synagogue,
In Columbia, it's Lakeland Hill.
Lakeland Hill for us.
Well, this is
Lebanon.
I think it's synagogue.
yes. Synagogue.
I looked at the sign. I go
Anything
by all
else,
the time.
Ann?
No, but I'll sleep better now that I played it on you and you can always sleep over.
Well, if they're gonna, they're gowns.
Well, thank you. Now, board member comments. Last time, make sure that's not good. Board member comments. Rob, anything? No. Judy? Bill? No executive session, so I make a motion, we adjourn at 7:34. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you.
Sign the,
Everybody, there's Bill.